All right, welcome back. We continue with the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. Continue to talk about the Steelers, who are 7-0, and now make a trip to Dallas next Sunday. You'll see that one on KDKA. Rich, let's talk about this offense and things you saw from it that were good and things you think needed to improve, because there certainly is room for improvement. But I did think when they needed to make plays, man, they made plays. There weren't many of them, but they all were big in nature, and they made them.
Yeah, they didn't do it in the first half, though. That's what's concerning to me. And I thought maybe the play calling could have been a little bit better. I mean, they kind of gave up on that 3rd and 10 in the first half when they just handed it off. I wasn't a big fan of that play and a couple other plays. But, you know, I'm comfortable with this offense because with Ben there, they could put up 30 points a game. I mean, they did 28 here today, and I potentially think they would average 30 points this year. I think it's a really good offense. I like the offense. I don't really have any criticism other than, you know, they didn't play well in the first half.
Oh, I got a criticism. Get Jalen Samuels off the field. There's my criticism. You have 5 receivers that are really good. You have a tight end that is super. Jalen Samuels never lines up in any situation and has the advantage man on man against anyone in the National Football League, whether he's running the football or running a route. Never. He never has the advantage. Why do they continue to infuse him into the offense? That's my only criticism today. I don't know. It dumbfounds me. It confounds me. I'm lost.
Yeah, I'm not going to nitpick them for scoring 28 against the #1 defense in the league, regardless of how it happened. I will say, to me, you can't justify the Derek Watt signing now unless he helps a discount with TJ. Because if he's not out there on that 3rd and short at the end of the game when you're in big formation, then he's not an offensive player. Take fullback off his description. He's just a special teams player at a big chunk of change. They don't even bring him out there in that spot.
Considering he's hurt, I don't think he was going to play today, Andrew. Considering he's on injured reserve, I don't think he was going to play.
Well, I'm saying he's a guy to me that basically has no value to them.
Hey,
here's what
I was going to say.
Here's what I want to say.
Go ahead, Pony.
Here's what I want to say about the quarterbacks. They proved today that they've got the best quarterback in the division, and I don't think it's close. I think Lamar Jackson, we know now, look at his big game resume, and personally, I think more than anything else, he lost the game for Baltimore. His interceptions, the Spillane pick, the Highsmith pick. And I thought, this is another key play in the game, Bob. To me, it showed, just like Pete Carroll with Russell Wilson at the goal line in the Super Bowl, when you go empty set on 4th down with him, the whole entire stadium knew he was going to run a draw play. Yep. How do you not, when Dobbins has gashed them the entire game, how do you not have a read option play there?
RPO.
That was unbelievable hubris by the Ravens, and it played right into the Steelers' hands. They were trying to push the narrative that Jackson was the guy who was going to win them the game today.
You know, I wasn't a big fan of the play calling on the Steelers' last possession of the game. I mean, they could have ended it. I felt like the Ravens shouldn't even have got the ball back there, especially on that last play. Everyone in the stadium knew that they were going to run it up the middle, and they stopped it and had to punt. I mean, and the Ravens almost scored and won the game. I thought they could have done a better job and maybe been a little bit more aggressive there just to try to get that first down. Then the game is over, and then the Ravens don't get the ball back. I didn't really like that at the end either.
All right,
I actually thought the Ravens could have been more expeditious and gone up and worked faster and kicked 2 field goals as opposed to doing what they did.
They could have.
They wasted a lot of time. I mean, they really did.
Which put them in a position where they had to go for it on that 4th down play instead of, because they wasted too much time.
They always go for it on 4th down. That's the Harbaugh offense. That's what they do.
I'm not talking about that. They wasted too much time.
Short.
They could have done it earlier.
Oh, I know.
And they could have saved some time. 3 and out, you get it back. Anyway, real quick, I want to ask you guys about what lies ahead because, Colin, you first on this. They have 3 games they're going to be favored, and they're probably going to be favored in a lot, if not all, of the rest of the games. Chris Hoke told me on the postgame show today that there are some trap possibilities there. Do you believe in that, and do you think they can avoid it?
If Cameron Hayward is healthy and available to go, and Tyson Alualu, whose name I can pronounce, unlike everybody in the national media, if those guys are good, or at least one of them is good to go, there's no reason this team shouldn't be 10-0.
I mean, look, I agree with you. They should be 10-0, but we've seen the Steelers. How about we all live here. We've all lived here for a long time. You know there's going to be a game that they're going to lose that they're not supposed to lose. And, I'm looking towards maybe that Bengals game. They should be 10-0, but I have a bad feeling that they're going to be 9-1 here.
Well, I think the Bengals game, Joe Burrow's going to get their attention because of the way he's played. So I can't see them looking past that matchup given what he's done. Jacksonville's another story. I think that's been a thorn in the Steelers' side, and you know they've got the Ravens game right around the corner with that Thursday. So they should blow out Jacksonville by 20, but we've said that before about Steelers-Jaguars games in the past that they've lost. Maybe this team's different.
Do you guys think they'll be 10-0, though?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
They should be, but
Yep.
it won't bother me
I
if they're
do.
not, because I expect them to lose games, and I think they will lose games. That's just the way it is. But they should be favored, and if they go 10-0, that'll be a great way for them to control the number 1 seed. And only one bye this year, that's ultra important, but Kansas City is playing at a different level. They're now 7-1 as well. So a lot to talk about there. When we come back, though, we're going to talk about analytics in baseball, and then we're going to talk about Chris Archer trade, how it will be remembered. That's all coming up right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.